everybody, and thank you for attending. Okay, thank you. Is that better? There we go. I just want to say thanks to everyone for coordinating and showing up for this. It means a great deal to me and my co-workers. I can speak on behalf of everybody I know in Fort McMurray, and of course for all the evacuees. It was certainly quite an experience. And so I hope none of you ever have to go through that. You just show up for work one day and in the morning and you're driving to work and everything is normal and everything looks the same. And by 2 o'clock, there are homes and subdivisions completely flattened on the way home from work. And you only have about 20 minutes to pack a bag and leave. So that was, and then of course the city is gridlocked and you have to wait about 2 hours to get to a main street from your house. And as far as I know, I am one of the fortunate ones. I live in a company-owned home in Fort McMurray, and as far as I know, that those streets were saved from the fire. Lots weren't, as you know. So I know a lot of people, co-workers, friends who lost everything. And as well as all the people that were stranded on the highway. As I was getting into the city, it took me 12 hours to get to Cold Lake, which is normally only a 3-hour drive. And a lot of people were stranded on the highway. A lot of people had to abandon their vehicles because of no fuel. And luckily I was driving a 1-ton pickup truck, so I take diesel fuel, and that was all that was left to get me from Wandering River to Cold Lake. So it was not nice to see people stranded with small children, pets. Pets were actually left in the homes as I was driving by. Dogs were barking, and nobody could do anything about it. So luckily, I think there were only 2 animals lost altogether, because a lot of people went back and actually rescued the animals and were able to contact a lot of owners because of the chips. So that was a good thing. Any questions? Anybody have any questions regarding the evacuation or? Well, at this point, I know right now I don't personally think it's safe for anyone to return there for June 1st. That's my personal opinion. Because of the chemicals that are still in the air there. Firefighters are not even comfortable being there right now. So I know 100 truckloads of fencing were being delivered to the city. I know the bears are already starting to come in, which was inevitable. Because they're hungry too. Everyone's living in their habitat. So hopefully that will be under control before they allow people back into the city.
What did you do with all the people in the hospital?
You know what? I believe they were evacuated to other facilities. And I think the closest one would have been Cold Lake in Edmonton. So some people had to be airlifted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So was it chaotic, or was it controlled, or how was the process?
For the most part, it was controlled, and you know what? I have to thank the RCMP in Fort McMurray and security for keeping it controlled, considering how many of us were trying to get out of there in a very short period of time. Now, there were a few near-miss head-on collisions on Highway 63 from people leaving Suncor and Shell trying to get home, to get a bag packed. So they weren't following the rules of the road. And, as much as we were supposed to, I can understand it because you only have so much time to get in and get out. But some fire personnel were not able, from the sites, were not able to get in to the city in a timely manner because of that.
Right.
So, but that was only a matter of 20 minutes, half hour, so.
This
So
is
I
the
did see
reality,
that.
folks.
Yeah.
This is who we're helping. That's right.
So that was, and thankfully I'm here with my sister Roberta and her family, and I'll be staying here in Hamilton with them until I can return. So my boss called me last week and just kept me updated as to what they know, and they don't know much more than we're watching on the news.
So there is no return date?
Not specifically. They were hoping for June 1st, but
There's
again,
no way it would be June 1st.
I don't, personally, I would hope they don't ask me to return June 1st.
Right,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back there with the environment, the air quality the way it is.
right.
No, after all the burn, there's a lot of chemicals in the air. Even when you start moving those ashes, it's all going to be airborne.
Now with you having a company, you saying you being in a company home, if it is mandated for people to go back for June 1st. The people that don't go back, they won't be punished within their jobs, within,
I would hope not. I would hope not, but I mean, I hope the people in charge will use some common sense.
right. So that-
And
that would
not allow
scare
that.
me, yeah, right.
So,
How supportive of the people from the company been?
oh, well, you know what, as far as, okay, from a business perspective,
Yeah.
I understand why we were all laid off and we had to open
Yeah.
EI claims because there was no revenue coming from Fort McMurray.
Yeah.
So, of course, you can't justify paying the salaries. So most of the people had to be, of course, laid off. But otherwise, extremely supportive.
Yeah.
As far as, I mean, I had 3 offers to stay in Edmonton with coworkers, with their families if I wanted to. And I mean, my personal experience has been fantastic.
We hear a lot about people helping you,
Oh,
but not much about the people that employed you helping you.
well, you know, I can only speak for myself and for our company. I work for Key Tech Group. I'm actually an occupational health and safety officer, and they've been completely supportive of our employees as much as they possibly can.
Good.
You know, so I mean, even Suncor, one thing I can say for Suncor, I do work on all the sites out there, but Suncor actually kept everyone employed as far as their employees go, so kudos to them.
Excellent.
Yeah. Hello.
You sound like you've got a down east accent.
I do. I'm from Cape Breton Island.
God bless you. How are things down home with everybody having to get out?
Well, again, it's a waiting game, just like everybody else. It's just waiting to get back, and some folks are allowed back in some camps at this point. So some people are working.
Were you given a card, a debit card that you could access?
No, I'm one of the first people that actually left the province, so no, I have not received it yet, and I haven't received any information regarding getting that card yet. They haven't made any official announcements, so yeah. But I'll just say one thing I can say to everybody, and not just because of what I do for my profession. After going through that experience, you never know what's going to happen. So be prepared. Have a bag, an emergency kit ready to go in case you ever had to leave, and just get out in a hurry. So there's people who, oh yeah, very good. I mean, after,
To your neighbors.
I thought maybe a couple of days I was going to be gone. So I just took a couple of things, and I wasn't even thinking that it was going to be that extreme. So, yeah. So a lot of people are in the same boat. They just didn't took a couple of pair of jeans, a couple of tops, and that was it.
And
So.
some narcotics.
Probably. Yeah. So,
All right.
thank you all very much.